beautiful day in San Diego, California. Great day for a championship tennis match between top-seeded UNLV and the number 3 seed and host San Diego State Aztecs as they battle for the 2019 Mountain West Women's Tennis Championship here in San Diego. We welcome you to our broadcast, Chris Ello along with Tammy Blackburn. And if this match is anything like the last time these two teams played in the regular season, we are in for quite the treat today, Tammy. And also you better relax and settle in because it took 4 hours for UNLV to beat San Diego State in the regular season matchup, which was only 2 weeks ago. They beat them by a score of 4-3, and I would think with the title on the line today, we'd get a similar match.
You know, pretty exciting. It was that magical April 13th day right here at the Aztecs Center, Tennis Center here. UNLV 4, San Diego State 3. And what was pretty remarkable about that game was not only the doubles action, but the individual singles. And I think you're going to see some different matchups today in singles because of Mia Smith being able to play for San Diego State, so a couple different lineups. I'm looking forward in particular to see the way San Diego State starts. I think it will be crucial and probably a very big point for them to pick up that doubles point today.
They would like to do that. UNLV has not given up a point, though, in this tournament. They have won 4-love in both their matches, beating San Jose State and then Wyoming in the semifinals yesterday. San Diego State, 2 very exciting wins over Colorado State and Air Force yesterday, both by scores of 4-2.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Aztec Tennis Center, the championship match of the 2019 Mountain West Women's Tennis Championships. This morning's championship match will feature the number 1 seed UNLV Rebels versus the number 3 seed San Diego State Aztecs. Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Aztec Tennis Center and the championship match of the 2019 Mountain West Women's Tennis Championships.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Aztec Tennis Center and the championship match of the 2019 Mountain West Women's Tennis Championships. This morning's title match will feature the number 1 seed UNLV Rebels against the number 3 seed San Diego State Aztecs. Let's meet the teams competing in this morning's match. First for the Aztecs at number 1 doubles, Alicia Malosh and Nena Nadozi. At number 2 doubles, Jenny Moynard, Mia Smith. And at number 3 doubles, Magda Albetz and Abby Mulbarger. Playing singles for the Aztecs, Shaknoza Kadamova. And the Aztecs reserve, Augustina Ramoldi Godoy. The Aztecs are coached by Peter Matera. He is assisted by Nico Vanel. Now for the top-seeded Rebels of UNLV. At number 1 doubles, Ai Wen Zhu and her partner En Pei Wong. At number 2 doubles, Connie Lee and Samantha Lee. And at number 3 doubles, Izumi Asano and Anna Boguslavitz. Playing singles for UNLV, Giovanna Kennick. The Rebels are coached by Kevin Corey, and he is assisted by Tanya Luzhanska. The Mountain West and San Diego State are committed to the ideals of good sportsmanship and fair play. We ask all persons to please show respect to both teams, game officials, and each other. Persons throwing objects or participating in other acts of conflict with good sportsmanship and fair play are subject to ejection. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Now, we ask that you please rise, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. UNLV and San Diego State getting set to meet for the 2019 Mountain West Conference Championship. You're looking at Ai Wen-ju, always with a smile on her face, Tammy. We saw that yesterday. She smiles before the match, she smiles during the match, and she normally is smiling after the match because she wins. Yesterday she posted her 100th career victory at UNLV, and this is one of the most decorated women's tennis players in the history of the Mountain West Conference. She has been all-conference in singles and doubles 4 times, which means all 4 of her years, and she has been the player of the year in this conference in each of the last 2 seasons. So Ai Wen-ju, everything kind of revolves around her for UNLV.
The back-to-back 2019-2018 Mountain West Conference Player of the Year will look to set the tone for this team. You love the cast that she has around her. Interestingly enough, Chris Allo, both of these teams and their coaches will share with you that they feel like they have great balance and they also have depth, which they actually needed yesterday, especially San Diego State. Peter Matera making a couple substitutions, bringing up some reserve, and then switching around singles. How will that depth and that balance play into today's match? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. When we get to singles play, remember, a lot of times it seems to come down to those matches on the number 5 and 6 courts, and that's where your depth really shows up. But first it will be doubles. They will play 3 doubles matches at the same time, and it'll be a number 1 doubles match, number 2 and 3, and whichever school wins 2 of the 3 doubles matches will secure the first point of the afternoon. And as we said, I think San Diego State could make a little statement if they get the doubles point, just because UNLV hasn't given up a point yet in this tournament to anybody.
It'll flip-flop what happened here in doubles on April 13th at the Aztecs Tennis Center. These same matchups in doubles competition all the way across that we saw on the 13th coming into play today. No different matchup. It was the top 2 teams in Zhu and Wang defeating Nadozi Milosh, and Lee for UNLV defeating Moynard and Mia Smith for that point that you mentioned back in April.
Yeah,
same matchups today.
Right, the match on court 3 between Sano Bogoslavets for UNLV, Albets, and Mullbarger, San Diego State, did not finish.
Didn't need it.
Didn't need to, because UNLV had already clinched the doubles point. As you look at Peter Matera, the head coach at San Diego State, his Aztecs are in the final for the first time in 6 years, and they are looking to win this tournament for the first time since 2003. Meantime, UNLV has made a yearly reservation here in the championship match, Tammy. They are competing for the title for the 4th consecutive year, but they want to close the deal this time because each of the last 2 years, UNLV lost in the championship match. Last year to Fresno State 4-2. The year before that to San Jose State 4-love. So you know that Ai Wen-ju and her teammates, they're happy to be in the final again, but they don't want to come out of here losing again. So they've got a lot at stake, and of course these Aztecs playing in front of their home crowd here. As you look at Nadozi, closest to you there for San Diego State, she has been playing superior tennis, has won her last 7 singles matches, blew out her opponent yesterday in the semifinals, and Nadozi and Milosh will challenge this number 1 UNLV doubles team of Zhu and Wang here on court number 1. Alicia Milosh is over there on your right. She was your post-match guest yesterday, got the clinching point for San Diego State and a very exciting win over Air Force. UNLV didn't have the same dramatics. They just tore right through Wyoming. The doubles actually was pretty close, but UNLV got that doubles point, and then once they went into singles, it was a bit of a mismatch as UNLV just showed its power throughout the lineup.
Keep in mind what is on the line here today for this championship match, and that is a team that will advance to the NCAA tournament. That is what they're playing for. That's what they worked hard for in the offseason when they're playing in the fall, and then how much do they play in the spring against each other. These are the days that come down to this day.
This is what you do it all for, right?
That's right, and that moment begins now with first serve.
Well, Zhu will open up matters here on court number 1 in the number 1 doubles match. And serving to Milosh, the lefty for San Diego State. As we get underway, they play 1 set of doubles in each of these 3 matches. And again, whichever school wins 2 of the 3 doubles matches will get the doubles point. Yesterday, San Diego State did not get the doubles point against Air Force, had to come from behind to beat the Falcons, whereas UNLV not only got the doubles point, they got all 3 of their singles point, and that put into the net by En-Pei Wong, so a love 15 score. There's no ad scoring. When they get the 40 all, you play a deuce point, and that oftentimes, whoever wins most of those throughout the day, Tammy, a lot of times wins these matches because the game will be 40 all, and then it'll be decided on 1 key point right at the end.
Peter Matera, the coach at San Diego State, would tell you that throughout this conference and throughout the season, they have given up doubles points, but he has been proud of the way that his team has rallied back, no pun intended, perhaps pun intended, as you see great net play there for UNLV and Wong right there to cover. But it is a team that can and will adjust when necessary in singles. However, you're talking about the number 1 team in this tournament in UNLV. It would be great for the Aztecs, and Peter said, boy, if we could steal that doubles point, that would change some things.
Yeah, whenever you're underdog, you want to try to get that doubles point, get a little early momentum, and like I said, just get UNLV thinking about it. They haven't, in fact, in 6 of their last 7 matches overall, they haven't given up a single point. The only team to score a point against them was San Diego State in that match we talked about previously, which UNLV won 4-3, 15 all here in the very first game. And again, a beautiful poach across by Wong, puts away the volley, and it's 30-15 for the Rebels. UNLV on the scoreboard in black, and on the court wearing black. San Diego State, as you see on the scoreboard, in red, and the Aztec players wearing red. So should be easy for you to keep tabs on who is who. As you look at Nena Ndozi from Los Angeles, California, a sophomore who is just playing superior tennis right that time. It looked to me like Wong faked as if she was going to come across and then stayed put, and Ndozi hit it right to her. So 40-15.
Well,
Wong's put 3 shots in a row away.
Quick backhand, and a nice job by Wong playing at that net. You know, you'll see 2 different styles by Zhu and Wong, and Zhu will be that calm, cool, and collected senior presence player of the year back-to-back. She'll kind of deliver what she needs, and then Wong will just be, you know, very quiet and just give you those little things each and every time. So I think this tandem right here, this team that you're seeing in doubles with Zhu and Wong, they balance out each other quite well, and they are going to take the first one.
Yeah, they take the first game there as UNLV goes up 1-love in the number 1 doubles match. We check in on court 2, where Samantha Lee, Connie Lee play for UNLV against Jenny Moynard and Mia Smith of San Diego State. And Smith did not play singles the last time these 2 teams got together. So that could be a factor. She's a very fine singles player for the Aztecs. But she did play doubles when these teams got together a couple of weeks ago. And in the doubles match, this tandem of Connie Lee and Samantha Lee beat Moynard and Smith, and they beat them handily 6-2. So we'll see if Moynard and Smith can tighten things up today against Lee and Lee. As you look at the UNLV pair on court number 3, San Diego State has taken the first game there. We'll be checking in on that match as well. We will, by the magic of our great producer Jason Bott and director and lead engineer John O'Brien, we will cover all 3 matches for you at the exact same time. And look out, there's hey, when you get that easy put away, that's the best place to hit it, right at your opponent. Don't give them any chance to get a racket on it.
And a shout out to, by the way, John O'Brien and Jason Bott. UNLV is wearing black today, the black tank tops with the red skirts, so you'll see UNLV on the score bug up in the left with the black background.
Yes.
San Diego State sporting the red and white, so they'll go red. Thanks to John and Jason for coordinating that.
Yes, they changed that. They changed that about 10 minutes before the match.
Way to go, fellas.
To line up the colors. Let's go to court 3 now. Albetz and Mulbarger for San Diego State. are in the far court against Bogoslavets and Asano for UNLV. The first game has already gone to Abetz and Mulbarger. Mulbarger was a key player yesterday for San Diego State in singles, as she was able to take her match right down to the wire on court 6
with Lieberman of Air Force.
Against Lieberman of Air Force, who would not go away. A brilliant performance by Lieberman, facing match point after match point after match point against Mulbarger. And
they ended up, it was
I don't think they ever actually
no,
finished the match, because,
yeah,
the Aztecs wrapped it up on a different court. But Mulbarger had a very good day yesterday. That's Mulbarger right there, walking to her position.
Keep in mind, it's really important to that Asano and Bogoslavets play well today on that court number 3 in doubles. They gave up what was a lead in that doubles yesterday, and I will tell you, Wyoming came roaring back on court number 3.
That's right.
To take it back, and Bogoslavets was wearing her emotions on her sleeve and very, very frustrated. There's no doubt she wants to have a different type of performance here today in doubles.
Yeah. Senior Bogoslavets lost that doubles match yesterday, was also on her way to losing her singles match when the Rebels wrapped things up yesterday. So Bogoslavets looking to come back with a better day, awaiting the serve of Albetz at 30 all. And the Aztecs had a break in the first game. UNLV trying to break right back here as Albetz and Bogoslavets exchange long forehands, and then ball put into the net. Magda Albetz, so it'll be a break point for UNLV to try and break right back and even up this match on court number 3. You almost get the feeling that San Diego State is somewhat resigned to the fact that they're not going to get the doubles point. They don't get it very often, and yet they still win because their singles play is so good. And if San Diego State could somehow get the doubles point today, that would be such a huge boost if they were to try and upset UNLV here today.
Yeah, I think that, this is a different mindset coming into the tournament, and Peter Matera, the head coach at San Diego State, knows and respects Kevin Corey, the head coach at UNLV, so much, and what he has been able to put together at UNLV. It's an excellent team with skilled players across the board. You have to come in if you're San Diego State and believe that you can start off and get that doubles point. You cannot think, okay, even if we go down, we're great singles. You've got to go after it. You have to attack it.
Oh, yeah, you got to try and get it. Doubles court number 1 while we're watching court 3 here. The Aztecs came back in that second game, so 1-1 on court 1.
Yeah, they held serve. Nicely done by Malosh, the freshman, and Nadozi.
Meanwhile, UNLV on court 3 came right back with a break, so they're 1-1 as well on court 3. And it's Asano serving in the near court for UNLV. So both the matches on court 1 and court 3 are tied at 1. And UNLV won the first game on court number 2. As we're just getting started in this 2019 championship match. You mentioned Kevin Corey and the job that he has done at UNLV. How good of a job has he done? Well, in 19 seasons, he's been in the championship match 10 times. I'd say that's doing all right. He's got a record of 5-5 in those championship matches. As we look in on court number 1.
Well, here's another stat for Kevin Corey.
Okay.
68% winning percentage. 316 and 151 coming into this tournament.
I'll take it.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, 68%. That'll get you a nice long career and a successful one as you look at the serve of Wong. 1-1 first set, court 1. Malosh, the lefty, awaiting this serve.
He is the winningest coach in not only UNLV history for women's tennis, Lady Rebels, but Mountain West Conference women's tennis. So a tip of the cap to Kevin Corey. Great man.
Yeah, well, this is the 20th season, actually, of the Mountain West Conference. And as I said, UNLV has been in this championship 10 of 19, the previous 19. Nice return that time by Malosh off the end of the racket of Zhu, so 15-30. Slight opening for San Diego State, perhaps. Wong goes with the, Ndozi with a beautiful lob.
Beautiful lob on the opposite. And you could see that Zhu thought maybe Wong might be covering, but that was just such a nicely placed ball and beautiful hit that hard to get to, really putting the pressure on UNLV. You have to, it's what you have to do. You have to kind of take those opportunities, and that's what Miloshin doing right now. Keep in mind, Chris, these are two underclassmen. Milosha a freshman, Ndozi a sophomore, playing against veteran players and a junior and a senior when they look across the court.
Yep. And a highly decorated senior, as we mentioned to you, and there she is right there. Ai Wenju with that volley put away. Back-to-back Player of the Year honors in this conference.
Freshman of the Year, 2016.
Yeah. I mean, she's been all-conference 8 times in 4 years.
Regional Player
That's
of the
almost
Year.
impossible to do.
Yeah, sophomore year, Regional Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And the accolades are a dime a dozen. She leads by example, according to her coach. The way that she plays tennis is the way that she leads.
And as we mentioned earlier, almost always a smile on her face. Just absolutely loves to play. 30-40, another break point here for the San Diego State duo in the near court. Ndozi exchanging ground strokes here with Wong. And now goes cross court.
Misses.
And missed that try. So here's one of all those all-important deuce points with the score 40-all.
Yeah, this is where Miloshin Ndozi, perhaps is underclassmen and really trying to put this one away, and all of a sudden Zhu and Wong come right back.
Well, anytime it gets to a deuce point like this, it is the receiving team that gets to choose which side they want the server to hit to, and the Aztecs have chosen to have Ndozi return this serve. Both of the baseline players on the same side of the court, and a good poach across by Milosh puts it away for San Diego State. So the Aztecs get a break on court 1, take a 2-1 lead there. But the good news for San Diego State, the bad news, UNLV has 2-1 leads on the other 2 courts. As we check back in on court number 3 here, Asano and Bogoslavets have come back for a 2-1 lead over Albets and Mulbarger.
Asano and Bogoslavets are playing right now the way that they played at the very beginning in the very beginning of set. Remember, you only do 1 set in doubles because of the time. You got to get to singles competition. But they're starting off to play the way that they were. Here's the key for court number 3. If you're UNLV, Asano, Bogoslavets have to keep the pedal to the metal. They can't lay off because you have good players in Albets and Mulbarger who will fight right back. Mulbarger is very, very good at rallies, extending play, and of course we know what Albets can do, especially with the left-handed play at the net.
Backhand slice volley from Bogoslavets went a little long there.
And because what's happening on court number 1, Chris, makes court number 3, of course court number 2 too, but court number 3 even more important. So I want to look at Bogoslavets and sort of her, her behavior, if you will, her
demeanor.
Body language, demeanor, it's that body language that you want to see. We saw a little bit of that from her yesterday. And to be fair to San Diego State, did we not see that from Abby Mulbarger when she was playing in singles, when Lieberman kept pressuring her for Air Force? At one point, she threw up her racket and was just sort of like, man, what am I supposed to do with these moon shots? And, it's everything that they can do to try to concentrate, hit the reset button, and get right back to the next point.
Mulbarger with a very nice passing shot down the line there, makes it 40-love as this Aztec duo looks to even things up at 2-2. Mulbarger serving for San Diego State. And the shot at the net is put away by Albet. So San Diego State does even things up, 2-2 on court 3. Let's go back to court number 2 now. And all 3 of these matches, not just ongoing simultaneously, but they're playing right next to each other. If you look to the sides of your screen, you can see the match going on court 1 to the left and the match on court number 3 to the right, and this one is right in the middle.
Unfortunately for UNLV, Samantha Lee, Connie Lee are playing very well right now with a bit of momentum. They are looking to try to come back and break the serve of Moynard and Smith.
Well, they routed them in the regular season a couple of weeks ago, as I said, 6-2. So it's going to be up to Moynard and Smith of San Diego State to try and change the outcome, and they held serve there. So 2-2 on court 2, 2-2 on court 3. As you look at Jenny Moynard of San Diego State.
Mia Smith,
Mia Smith was in the picture there for a moment as we get set for UNLV to serve, on serve 2-2 here in the doubles number 2 match.
I don't know about you, Chris, but I really like watching the play of Mia Smith, who did not play in singles against UNLV last time these two teams met April 13th. Did play in doubles, but she has power. She's pretty exciting. She knows how to return. She can play the long ball if they go deep.
There's Mia.
Yep, and she is right there.
Mia Smith is from England. Tunbridge Wells, England. You know, I went to England with the lovely Lori many years ago. We drove the entire country, so I guarantee you we drove through Tunbridge Wells at one point. I think we got lost on every road in the entire country. Mia Smith exchanging ground strokes here with Lee.
Yeah. Look at Samantha Lee and the length that she has, and you know, her footwork and how she gets that right, that long backswing before she follows through.
Samantha Lee and Connie Lee, both from China, different cities. Connie is from Beijing. Samantha is from Shenyang, China.
Samantha is a junior. Connie is a freshman.
Yes, they're not related. Same last name. They're not related. That shot was out. Mia Smith trying to go cross court with the return. Sent it a little wide. So 30 love.
Well, you could see she was trying to get that one, snuck past Connie, but realizes that she just did not get all of that and kind of self-coaches her there on that follow-through. And that was just a hitting error there by Mia Smith.
Look at the scores on the left side of your screen of these three
Deuces
matches. 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. So we could be headed for one of those long afternoons. Remember, these two teams played each other just 2 weeks ago right here. Regular season match. UNLV won it 4-3, and it took 4 hours to complete that match. That just tells you that there was a lot of long rallies and a lot of long games. And that's kind of the start we're off to here today.
Stealing back the wins, a couple of extra games played in each set.
Samantha Lee, 40 love, trying to wrap up this game, keep it on serve for UNLV. And the number 2 doubles match. Mia Smith's return just inside the line, but Connie Lee goes back and beautiful overhead there, puts that away, and they win the game at love. So 3-2 on court 2 on serve. Now back over to court 1.
Yeah, it looked a little lackadaisical there by San Diego State on that one. Made it almost too easy for Connie Lee, who's really just, her play at the net has been pretty spot on. There's Ai Wen-ju.
You don't have to tell anybody it's Ai Wen-ju. If there's a player out on the court that is smiling from ear to ear, it's Ai Wen-ju. That's who it's going to be. Nobody that we've seen this whole week of this tournament looks like she's having as much fun. Of course, when you're as good as she is,
a lot of reasons to smile.
You have a lot of things to smile about, exactly. San Diego State takes a 3-2 lead on the third court. Here they're on serve, good serve, an ace from Zhu that time, right down the middle tee.
Zhu from East China University comes over with a great opportunity to play at UNLV and has, I think, done everything that Kevin Corey, you know, envisioned Zhu doing. She's a hospitality management major. And according to the program, says that she really, really enjoys that. There's not a lot of that over in the Eastern China area where she is from. Has really enjoyed her time there playing tennis, but also being a student and learning. And that's neat to see is, wow.
Long.
Yep.
Outstanding
Quick
at the net.
again, quick reaction, and just really anticipating where that might go, and just gets the right piece of the racket on that. That's her role. That is where she shines, especially in this doubles. I mean, she knows who's behind her.
40-30 now. Zhu serving for the game. The other thing about Zhu, as her coach pointed out yesterday in the post-match interview with you, Tammy, she's an honor student. So she's an honor player and an honor student, and she holds serve there to give UNLV a 3-2 lead on court number 1. Let's go back to court 3 here, where San Diego State has the 3-2 lead, and a good volley coming across that time from Mulbarger. Gets a point for the Aztecs. Let's look at Mia Smith on court 2. She's getting ready to serve. We're watching court 3 right next door. Beautiful Aztec Tennis Center. Perfect day here in San Diego. Temperatures have got to be right around 70 degrees. A little breeze. And the breeze is not affecting play, just keeping the players a little cool.
Bogoslavic's just frustrated at that miss there, and she tried to backhand that as
I feel your pain.
Play at the net. Just
I feel your pain, Anna.
She was long on that return. It's a really good hit there by San Diego State. All Bet's doing a very nice job, and good cross-court shot. How about that? Oh, great left. All Bet's, Malosh for San Diego State, both lefties.
That one went long.
Asano, who just is absolutely solid, probably one of the most consistent. She is their steady for this UNLV. She doesn't make a lot of errors. She cleans up her game nicely.
30-15, All Bets and Mulbarger do have a break in hand here, trying to consolidate that break, go up 4-2.
It's interesting, this doubles team for UNLV. Asano just so, maybe even introverted, if you will, just doesn't show a lot of body language or demeanor, very, very steady. Whereas her partner, Bogoslavic, just, very emotional, very fiery, body language always changing depending on what happens, and just, really fun how they kind of offset each other and balance each other out. It's interesting how doubles are paired up, not just, by skill and the matchup across the court when you're trying to figure these things out, but also just their personalities.
All Bets that time challenged Bogoslavic with a forehand right at her forehead. You see on court 2, UNLV is broken through for a 4-2 lead there. And that is Connie Lee and Samantha Lee once again having success against Jenny Moynard and Mia Smith. That was a good forehand by Albets for San Diego State. Nothing.
That's the most emotion I've seen out of Asano this entire weekend.
There wasn't a lot she could do with it. The beautiful forehand that just dipped over the net right at her feet.
Yeah.
Those are so tough to dig out. 40-30 San Diego State. They would like to get this point, go up 4-2, and at least match the 4-2 lead that UNLV has on court 2.
Watch how Asano will shake this off, though. She's frustrated, but watch how she'll shake this off and come right back.
All Bets. Have to go with a second serve here. She's from Spain.
Asano stays back on the line. Does not step in.
Bet's able to track that down.
Boy, this is all Asano.
And that went long.
There it is.
So here's a key point coming up. Deuce point.
You could just feel, Chris, that Asano was not going to let that one slip from her, and that they were going to try to go steal this point and even things at 40 up. And so 40 all here.
Asano's going to go ahead and take the return of service. Again, it's up to the receiving team which side they will take on a deuce point such as this.
I think this is the right call. You have Albet serving a lefty, and Asano just so great.
Let's see if Albets can swing her out of the court. A lot of times that lefty serve can do that, but she misses on the first one.
Asano just slightly changes her angle, their footwork. Goes to her backhand.
Down the line. What a shot that was by Albets. Really taking a risk. Not a high percentage shot, but she got it past Bogoslavec. So the San Diego State duo goes up 4-2 on court 3. And they do consolidate their break. We come back over to court 1, the featured court. UNLV has a 4-2 lead here with Zhu and Wong. So right now UNLV has the advantage of a break in 2 of the 3 matches, and that's all that you need to get the doubles points. So San Diego State's going to have to rally here. Right now trailing 4-2 in this match. That hit the net. But you look at UNLV 4-2, 4-2, and then San Diego State in the doubles 3 matches ahead 4-2.
You know, this is a tough position for San Diego State. They are trying to break serve of Zhu and Wong, who right now lead 4-2. If this goes to 5-2, and even if San Diego State holds serve on that next, boy, you can tell that Zhu and Wong would be feeling good to be sitting in that position to take this set.
Now, if the Aztecs are going to break, you would think they'd have a better chance of breaking against the serve of Wong than they do against the serve of Zhu. Just because Zhu is a great player. San Diego State got a game back on court 2. Trailing 4-3, but up love 30 here in this key game on the number 1 court. So against the service of Wong, Malosh and Nadozi have jumped out love 30 here. This is the opening they might need to get that break.
Mia Smith, who is doing really good work for San Diego State in doubles action on court number 2, helped along with Jenny Mornard to steal that game number 3 on court number 2. That was an important one. But Samantha Lee, Connie Lee have been just so consistent, so steady.
15-30 now for Wong on serve. Serving to Nadozi. That first serve was called long. Enpei Wong, this duo 24-8 record this year, and that's one of the reasons
great
why.
Shot. Great shot right back at Malosh's feet. Nothing Malosh can do on that return by
Nothing
Zhu.
any player can do on the shot like that. Zhu. Guess what? She's smiling. 30-all. UNLV duo up 4-2, trying to hang on to the break that they have. Extend this out to 5-2. And really put the pressure on San Diego State in this number 1 doubles match. And UNLV, I mean, they've got to be coming in with so much confidence, Tammy, when you win your first 2 tournament matches 4-love both times. San Diego State trying to find a way around that, and there's Zhu again.
Yeah, Zhu is you see how great she is when she is serving and Wong is at the net. Equally can be said when Zhu is not serving and she is playing the net. Her coverage with her length at, you know, they list Zhu at 5'7". I'm going to say no way. I'm saying 5'10", 5'11". Probably more like 5'11". I'm not going with 5'7" whatsoever because I'm 5'7" and she has about 3 on me.
She's looking down on you.
But she is just solid.
It's a game
Look
point
at that
for
again.
5-2, and again, you got to your return. Nadozi knows she can't put it right there to Zhu. It's an easy put away for Zhu, so they hold serve 5-2 now on court 1 for UNLV, and we will check in on court number 2 here. Lee, the 2 Lees in the near court for UNLV. This match is on serve. San Diego State trying to get even after trailing earlier 4-2. Moynard, though, nets that forehand, so it's 30-all. The Aztecs have a break on court 3. UNLV has a break on court 1. court 2 is on serve. So this is the one right here, court 2, that very well could decide this doubles point, at least the way things stand right now. Moinard on the serve at 30-40. This is a break point for Lee. And this is huge for San Diego State. They need to get this point. They're not going to get it with that. Put away by Lee, and they break the point. So they break back. So 5-3 for UNLV on court 2, 5-2 on court 1. So even on court 3, even if the Aztecs can win that on court 3, it's not going to matter because UNLV's got the lead on both court 1 and 2.
Moinard, who was playing on court 2 with Mia Smith for San Diego State, frustrated that Samantha Lee Connolly were able to break serve. She realized how crucial that break serve was for them.
Yeah, that game was imperative for San Diego State. They did not get it. This is court 3 where San Diego State has its only lead in doubles.
Here's Samantha Lee Connolly playing so well against Moinard and Mia Smith. And Moinard and Smith giving everything they have, but you just get the sense that Samantha Lee Connolly, the way they play together, the way that they use the line, they can mix their shots up.
Smallbarger.
Nice.
Not going to get over there to get that one. UNLV is closing in on this doubles point right now. I don't know that San Diego State's going to be able to turn the momentum around in time. They've got to rally to win either on court 1 or court 2 just to have a chance. Court 3, they're ahead, but 15 all. Mulbarger on the serve in the near court, goes down the line. Let's go back to court 1. UNLV so sharp over here on court 1. Zhu and Wong.
San Diego State, came right out of that. When they changed sides there, they came out and they knew what they had to do. And I like what Malosh and Nadozi, in terms of energy, walked onto the court with in this very, very important game here. Otherwise, it's going to be over if they don't bring it on court number 1.
Well, even if Malosh is able to hold serve, they're going to have to break Zhu in the next game to stay alive. Malosh goes hard down the line. Nadozi follows up with an overhead. And then one more to put away the game. So the Aztecs hold, it's 5-3, but now here comes the 2-time player of the year, Iwen Zhu.
And you hold serve, that's important. Not easy to do, though, against Wong and Zhu, who can break serve. But you've got to take care of business one service at a time, and that's precisely what happened. Now they've got it.
Well, they at least make Zhu try to serve it out. Same thing here on court 2, where Lee's trying to serve it out for UNLV. UNLV in position to wrap up this doubles point. This is 30 all. Key point, key return for Moinard, and she swings it a little wide, disappointed with herself on that shot. So it is 2 match points for Samantha Lee and Connie Lee on court 2. And then keep in mind, right next door on court 1, you've got the player of the year, Zhu, serving for that match. So UNLV, like I said, very, very close to getting this doubles point right now. They'd like to wrap this match up right here with 2 match points. That went wide, so there's still hope for the Aztecs as they get a 3-all point. Good return by Mia Smith.
And on court number 1, Zhu was really working the senior player of the year on court number 1. Zhu was really making the freshman Alicia Malosh work incredibly hard, and UNLV picked up that point. We are back on court number 2.
This is the match point again for UNLV serving in the near court. San Diego State must have this point to keep this match alive. Mia Smith on the return. Going very deep with that return, just inside the baseline.
Mia Smith being careful too. See that?
Well, this is huge. I mean, that one went long, so that's it. UNLV, Samantha Lee and Connie Lee prevail 6-3 on Court number 2, so the first doubles match belongs to UNLV. And now we can go back to court 1 and see if Zhu can serve it out. She's got a 30-love lead. She's 2 points away from giving UNLV the doubles point, regardless of what happens in that third court. And an easy sitter for Enpai Wong. So 40 love. This is 4 match points for UNLV on court 1.
San Diego State taking care of business on court 3. Might not matter here. This could be it for UNLV to wrap up the doubles point.
That's right. They have 4 chances to wrap up the doubles point, and they've got the best player in the conference serving. So Zhu trying to put it away, 6-3 with the 4 match points. Malosh hoping to keep the Aztecs alive here for a couple of points anyway. They get 1, but they need 3 more. That shot by Zhu went long. You know, Zhu, we're so impressed with the shot making, we forget that when she's not making shots, she's just returning the ball.
But watch what happens on this,
Very
this
few
next play.
Unforced errors.
Watch what happens here. I'm probably going to bet that Zhu might make an adjustment here, and they may try to get Wong to close this thing out with net play, depending on what Malosh and Nadozi do. So they're going to serve to Malosh.
Another match point,
Long
second
serve.
one. They have 3 match points remaining here. Does UNLV to close out the doubles point. That was a let. So again, a second ball from Iwen Zhu. There goes Wong across, and they put it away. So
Just like I thought, it
yeah,
was
you
bound to happen.
called it. Good serve.
Yep.
And Wong came over to clean it up. So they win 6-3 on court 1. UNLV wins 6-3 on court 2. That means the doubles point belongs to the top-seeded Rebels. They take a 1-love lead in this championship match. San Diego State rallied from behind yesterday in singles play against Air Force. They're going to have to try and do it again today, but this time they're going to have to do it against the #1 rated team in the conference. We'll take a break, come back. Singles play is coming up. UNLV has the doubles point, a 1-love lead in this championship match for the 2019 Mountain West Conference title from San Diego on the Mountain West Network. Getting set to start singles play now in the 2019 Mountain West Conference Women's Tennis Championships. You're looking at court number 1, where the Aztecs' Shakanoza Katamova, the freshman, all-conference freshman, gets ready to take on Iwen Zhu. Yesterday, Katamova suffering from a lower leg injury, ankle injury perhaps, and really was not able to compete the way she wanted to, and lost her match 6-4, 6-love. They're going to need her today as she opens with a service ace against Zhu. Comes in with 100 career singles victories at UNLV, and this young lady, Katamova, they call her Shaq. She's just beginning her career at San Diego State, and it promises to be a pretty good one.
Well, Katamova, important to know, got what she wanted with this singles matchup on court number 1. She has been waiting for this matchup on April 13th. This matchup happened right here on this court. And guess what? Katamova defeated Zhu 6-2, 6-4.
Yeah.
So the rematch here, and Zhu, you can bet what is on Zhu's mind, and that is to get this one back when it matters to head forward to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I don't think that Zhu forgot about that 2 weeks ago. She knows exactly what happened in that match. I'm sure she'll make some adjustments, and we'll see Katamova, who's got great skill. And we'll see how her movement is. Check that. I believe it was her left leg, lower left leg. It was either cramping or an ankle. They're very secretive about telling anybody what the actual injuries are, of course.
As they should be. And, you know, we just don't know what it was, but we know she didn't feel great.
No, she was not at 100% yesterday. Hoping for San Diego State's sake that she is healthy today. It's going to be hard enough to beat Zhu even at 100%. Almost impossible to beat her if you're less than 100%. Beautiful shot down the line right there by Katamova. Katamova is from Uzbekistan. Freshman star for San Diego State. We've talked a lot already about Iwen Zhu from China, Eastern China. That shot sails long. 6 singles matches, all going on at the same time. We'll cover them all for you. Give you all of the matchups as we go along here, but keep in mind, right up at the top left of your screen, UNLV does have that one doubles point up on the board. So an advantage certainly for the Rebels. That and the fact that they're the #1 seed in this tournament. Daunting task for San Diego State to come into singles play, needing to win 4 of these 6 matches. But Katamova is at the very least put away the first game, holding serve against Zhu and getting the Aztecs off to a good start on court #1.
Chris, you talked about the prowess of Zhu, and we did throughout the doubles that we just saw, but it is important to note that Katamova ranked top 10 in singles in her native Uzbekistan and owned a ranking as high as number 424th in the ITA in singles, rated 840 in doubles. She attended high school at Fergana Sports College.
This is a look at court 2. Sorry, Tammy, but that's Mia Smith right there. Just put away the game, first game of the match for San Diego State. Mia Smith did not play singles the last time these two schools played each other 2 weeks ago. And with Mia not playing singles that day, all of the Aztec players had to slide up a notch
And
in the rotation. And that may have had something to do with the fact the teams ended up splitting the 6 singles matches 2 weeks ago, but UNLV won the doubles point to win 4-3. So
and
we'll
San
see
Diego
if Smith
State
makes a difference.
San Diego State is, despite battling their injuries and illnesses with several players, Chris, we have seen that, of course, throughout the season. They did, in fact, finish the overall season with that record of 500 or better for the first time in about 5 years. And that's a crucial step and a crucial note for Peter Matera, head coach, when the Aztecs finish regular play at 13-10. When you don't have some of your players, lineups are shifting around. It can be very difficult. Asano played Moynard. Moynard, who is in the third slot today in singles, going against Wong, as you are seeing right there.
Moynard in the near court.
Yep.
Jenny Moynard from France. En-Pei Wong. Saw her impressive performance in doubles earlier. Now playing against Jenny Moynard, the number 3 singles match. There's Wong awaiting the return of serve from Jenny Moynard.
And the thing for Moynard to do in this match against a player in Wong is to, and this is a great example of it right here, she just shorts that shot. She tries to drop one in. Wong is going to make great shots. Wong is consistent. She has great skill. She has a lot of shots in her repertoire, and she has all the skills necessary to be a great player, and she is. But Moynard has to equal her. She has to steal a couple from her. She has to focus. We saw her get very emotional yesterday when she was going against Lieberman of Air Force. And you saw a little body language right there when she shorted that shot into the net, that drop shot miss. And it's really important for her to play her game. Moynard is a heck of a player. That's why she's in that 3 slot. Plays in doubles as well, along Mia Smith.
Missed a lot of time due to injury this year.
Yep.
Moynard did. Good return by Wong right down the line. Now goes to the other line.
And this is...
That's too good right there.
Yeah,
Moynard running from side to side, unable to keep up with the ground strokes of En-Pei Wong.
And you can almost tell right now that Wong has Moynard in a place where she wants her. And that's what I'm talking about. So Moynard's going to make those shots. She's going to make Moynard work, go side to side. We know that Wong has the ability to hit very good shots on the line. She's pretty accurate, quite honestly. I've been pretty impressed to see how accurate she is with those shots without going wide.
Good deep return by Wong, keeping Moynard pinned behind that baseline, and good enough for a 3rd consecutive point in this game for En-Pei Wong of UNLV. I'll tell you what, UNLV to me has done an excellent job as a team of coming out here today and acting like the number 1 seed. Just saying, look, we are the number 1 seed. We have not given up a game, a point yet in this tournament, and we're going to keep the momentum going. And that's what they've done so far. San Diego State has not been able to wrestle that away from them yet. Wong's now up 2-love over Moynard here on court 3, and Wong puts another shot away on the first point of game 3. Let's move along, check in on court 4. This is where Anna Bogoslavets, the senior, is working for UNLV against Nena Nadozi of San Diego State. We'll get over to court 4 here shortly. Nadozi has won 7 straight matches, was especially effective in her match yesterday, winning 6-1, 6-2. She won 6-love, 6-love in her first round match against Colorado State on Thursday. Nadozi in the near court has been really playing well. Bogoslavets had an easy sitter there, though, and just blasted it away.
Yeah, you got a senior in Bogoslavets, very experienced player, going against an underclassman in Nadozi, who's a sophomore, but plays like a junior. She plays like she has been here before and had a lot of great experience as a freshman, did Nadozi. But Bogoslavets, who was looking to play some good tennis, yesterday probably didn't play as well as she wanted to, has just not had the tournament that I think that she wanted, wants to have. And I know that head coach Kevin Corey for UNLV knows that Bogoslavets has more in her repertoire, and he wants her to bring it against Nadozi. It is absolutely crucial, this match.
Boguslavets 18-2 against Mountain West competition in singles play the last couple of years, so she doesn't lose very often. But as we said, Nadozi comes in on a 7-match winning streak.
Boguslavets recently honored with Rebel of the Week. And that shot was that wide? I did not see Nadozi call that out. That might have been a great shot by Boguslavets.
Usually, if they don't make any kind of
I didn't see Nadozi throw her hand up in the air.
It usually means it was good.
Yep. I think that's just Nadozi honoring that. That was a great shot by Boguslavets, and it certainly was.
Dozy with a 1-0 lead, 1-love lead here in the first set, serving in the near court. Bishop Montgomery High School in Torrance, the LA area, before coming to San Diego State, where she made all conference this year, Nena Nadozi. Aztecs have 3 all-conference players out there. Alicia Malosh, Nadozi, and Kadamova. And they're going to need all 3 of them to come through here in singles today.
Yeah, look at court number 2 singles and court number 3. UNLV up 2.
Jumping out to leads with a break.
But the good news, I mean, there's it's early. Tons of tennis to be played, of course. And we talked to Peter Matera about this yesterday as it related to giving up the doubles point to Air Force. He said he was pleased. I asked him the question about coming back and wanting to make sure that they started strong, and they in fact did. They had a couple of 1s and 2s on the board in that first set. I just am taking a peek outside right now, Crisello, at Peter Matera on court number 3, who is sitting with Jenny Moynard and just giving her a little bit of a pep talk that I think is probably timely right now as she goes against Wong.
Moynard's off to a slow start in that match. Meanwhile, Nadozi continuing to work a nice rally with Boguslavets here.
Yeah, Kevin Corey over to the right-hand side, keeping an eye on this match on what is court number 4, and he's also watching court number 2 to his right. Kevin Corey wearing the white hat, just off to the right-hand side of your screen. Has to love this rally, right, Chris?
Well, if he likes long rallies, then he definitely loves it. And then Boguslavets puts it away. That was an outstanding bit of work by both players there. Nadozi and Boguslavets. Let's go over to court 5. Check in on Magda Albetz and Giovanna Kennick. Albetz did not play singles yesterday for San Diego State, but she is today against Giovanna Kennick, who did not play in the doubles portion of the competition. Kennick's a senior, as is Albetz. So a couple of seniors here matched up on court 5. And that one gets over that net cord. Point for Albetz. Look at courts 2 and 3 where UNLV's jumped out 3-love in both of those matches. San Diego State can afford to lose 2 singles matches. That's it. Can't afford to lose 3, or UNLV will be the champion for 2019. And in the early going, a couple of big leads for UNLV.
Shot wide, that return, good serve by Albetz. You like what the lefty brings in. She did not play in singles yesterday, as you mentioned. And
no.
Mulbarger got called up out of the reserve slot. Malosh moved up to the 5. Mulbarger slipped in at the 6th spot. Lefty has a lot to offer. You see that wrap and right on her left leg and the groin and the thigh.
Yeah, I think that had something to do with her sitting out the singles yesterday, but today, Peter Matera determining that his senior, Albetz, well enough to go against Giovanna Kennick. Kennick from Belgrade, Serbian. Albetz mentioned earlier, from Spain. Some good rallies here. Some long rallies. UNLV is winning a good portion of them, however.
And on court number 2, guess what?
Mia Smith.
San Diego State, Mia Smith running running with this, at least this first set against Asano. Remember, those two did not see each other last time on April 13th. That was not the matchup.
No, Mia Smith did not play singles last time, so San Diego State's hoping to get an advantage from Mia being in there today, and she's gotten off to a great start on court 2.
And that's a big change for our scoreboard, where it originally said 3-0, and we flipped that score around to get it correct. We appreciate that. If you're paying attention here, you can maybe tell that we're having just a couple of little issues. Thanks for staying with us on the score situation. A couple technicalities being worked out by John O'Brien and Jason Bott, hard-working staff.
Yeah, they're updating the scores as quickly as we can. Right now, watching court 5 and Albets. San Diego State, Magda Albets, Giovanna Kennick. For UNLV in the far court, awaiting the serve of the lefty. 1-1, game number 3 of this match. Katamova's come back for a 2-1 lead on court 1 against Zhu. We'll be going back to that match as well. A lot of long rallies. Both these schools zeroed in on this championship day. I think a lot of it has to do with maybe some nerves early in the match. Nobody wants to take too many chances, go for too many lines. Just get in the rhythm of the match before you start taking chances. This rally's approaching 20 shots. Finally hit wide, so Albets holds. Takes a 2-1 lead in her match against Kennick, as you see Kennick come off here on court 5.
Kennick, who does not play doubles, plays singles, played really well yesterday against Wyoming, and knew that she was going to give Albets a run for her money. But look at Albets and the lefty really doing a fantastic job.
Court 6. This is where Malosh playing against Connie Lee.
Freshman and freshman. This is the young court, Crisello.
Yes.
Welcome to the Mountain West Conference tennis tournament for the first one, friends. Both of them. There's Connie Lee.
Freshman against freshman, and I'll say it again because it has happened so many times in these matches. You get to a championship and it'll all come down to what happens on court 6. It can happen that way, and that is not Malosh, though, for San Diego State. I believe it's Mulbarger playing singles. Malosh is a lefty.
Left-handed.
Mulbarger a righty, hitting backhands right now. So
well, Mulbarger's a sophomore, so yeah, so Malosh is
sitting
not out
the
there.
singles
Yep.
today.
So a switch.
Yeah, Mulbarger put into the lineup at the last moment in exchange for Alicia Malosh. Abby Mulbarger.
You know, interesting. Malosh, the lefty freshman, that's the game, the singles game that it came down to yesterday for her and the San Diego State Aztecs as she locked it in with a win.
She rallied from losing the first set. Malosh did yesterday to get the clinching score for the Aztecs.
Yep, she was down 3-6 in the first and came back.
Court 1, Katamova and Zhu trying to keep up on these scores. Again, our computerized scoring system has gone down for the time being, so we have to kind of guess along a little bit and try and keep these scores.
And our Mountain West Conference staff from working hard to run in and share with our production and directing team.
This match here is a 2-2 on serve. Katamova serving. Against Iwen Zhu comes to the net. Katamova tries the pass, and Zhu got a racket on it, but it went long.
Well, I tell you, there is something fiery about Katamova today, and she is normally fiery. We just didn't see that spark in her yesterday because she didn't feel great dealing with that left leg that continued to bother her. We don't know what that injury or that annoying piece was for her. However, she had it worked on in between every change. And how about that? Katamova continuing to just bring it, and Zhu just, that's a rare mistake there by Zhu. Feeling a little bit of pressure though by the freshman in Katamova. You like this?
You don't see Zhu make too many unforced errors, even on a service return.
Look at how hard though Katamova is playing. That shot wide, didn't like it, but Katamova knows that she has to bring everything. Remember, these two matching up back on April 13th, and Katamova defeated Zhu 6-2, 6-4.
Yeah, I'll be stunned if that happens again today. Not to a player as good as Zhu. Katamova could win the match, but I don't know that 6-2, 6-4.
Well, right now, these two are playing on court one, and it is evened up. It's 2-2 as Katamova serves to Zhu.
And nets that backhand. So 30 all. Fifth game of the first set. Two #1 players for their respective schools in this championship Saturday. It's a big day for San Diego State tennis. Their men's team is in Fresno playing for the championship as well today, a little bit later. So if all goes well, San Diego State could wind up winning both the women's and men's title in the same day, which has only happened once before. But this women's team for San Diego State has its work cut out for them against UNLV, without question. Katamova double faulting there. So after jumping out 30 love on her serve, she's now facing a couple of break points.
Katamova, who was one of 3 members of San Diego State's team to have been named to the All-Mountain West Conference team. Malosh, the freshman, Nadozi, the sophomore, the other 2 who joined Katamova. How about that? 2 freshmen and a sophomore in the All-Mountain West Conference team.
That's good for the future.
It's good for the future for Peter Matera.
Right now, Katamova has lost her serve here, missing 3 in a row. Needs to get the second ball in, and Zhu's waiting to attack. How low Zhu gets to hit her ground strokes. Bends those knees. Nice volley by Zhu.
Wow,
but the pass is there. Katamova.
Zhu took a risk and came in, and she had the deep shot with Katamova, and she could do it, but Katamova was just all over it and on top of that, and she saw Zhu move to that net and take a step to the right. She knew she had the power to hit that passing shot, and she executes perfectly. Nice done by the freshman.
All right, this is a deuce point here at 2 all. So one of these key points early on in the match. Winner of this point will get game 5. Kind of get the feeling that Katamova would love to bring Zhu to the net and try and pass her. Instead, she whips a winner in from the baseline. Gorgeous shot making by Katamova to hold serve there and take a 3-2 lead over Zhu in the first set. Katamova just can rip that forehand. She wants a target at the net, though. You can just tell. Every time Zhu comes in, her eyes light up because she's like, hey, I have a chance to get a pass here.
Yeah, notice none of the medical team today for San Diego State coming over and working on her.
No.
It's almost like, you know, yesterday she knew she just couldn't really finish strong. She did not finish at 100%. They played it out. She lost. That was fine. San Diego State still advanced, obviously, beating Air Force to be here today and represented. But it is her who looks, you know, 100, like she's playing 100%. And whatever it is that's bothering her, if it is, it's not in her head, that's for sure.
Meanwhile, court 6, Mulbarger's taking a 4-2 lead, getting the break up on Connie Lee. Mulbarger in the near court for San Diego State. Connie Lee serving on the far side. See the matches, number 2 singles, number 3 singles kind of canceling each other out right now. The Aztecs with a 5-0 lead behind Mia Smith, but UNLV has a 5-0 lead on court 3 behind En-Pei Wong. Best of 3 sets in all of these matches. Nice forehand, although Mulbarger points, nope, it was a little wide. Mulbarger is, we saw a lot of her yesterday because her match went so long and there was so much at stake in her match. But she's a very animated player. If you recall yesterday,
no question,
she smacked herself in the head with a racket a couple of times.
Well, she was looking for some advice from the coaching staff and got it. And then she actually went out and ripped off a couple points and then actually asked Nico, her assistant coach, to come over and say, "Give me a hug. Thanks for the nod. Thanks for the nudge and getting me back on track." Yeah. There's a good look at Mulbarger.
Yeah, Mulbarger is kind of a fun player to watch.
Sophomore will be a big part of this program for the Aztecs moving forward. Both of these programs have excellent young players to build on. They're going to lose Zhu, though, for UNLV, and Bogoslavitz and Kennick.
Good rally. Connie Lee putting a little more pace on the ball, which seems to be the liking of Mulbarger after a series of moon balls yesterday against Air Force. And Mulbarger hangs on, so 5-2. Mulbarger looking very, very good on court 6. In fact, she's already won the first set on court 6, Mulbarger has. Let's go to court 5. Last score we had there was 2-1. I'm sure that needs to be updated. Mia Smith has bageled Izumi Asano in the first set on court 2. 6-love. This is a matchup between Giovanna Kennick, Magda Albetz, court 5. Kennick is in the near court, awaiting the serve of the lefty. Albetz, senior. Yaida Spain for Albetz. Always impressed with these players taking their time, and then say Kennick's saying, "Hey, wait, she's taking way too much time."
And she has an argument there. I understand that.
Yeah, well, Kennick and Albetz is not hurrying. I'll tell you that. She's had Kennick standing on that baseline for a while. Now finally gets the serve.
Boy, really forcing Kennick with that backhand and goes into the net. You can see Kennick frustrated on Bet's strategy there. Nice to go right back to the backhand a 3 times, if you will, and Kennick just can't get that one over.
You know me well enough to know that I could never be that patient between points. I just had to get the ball and serve it. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready. Patience is a virtue, as they say, but Albet's trying to use it to her advantage here on court number 5. Kennick comes in. Nice angle on that backhand by Kennick. Beautifully done for UNLV. Gorgeous shot. A lot of nice touch on that one. So Giovanna Kennick comes through. She is 11-1 in Mountain West Conference play in singles. So Kennick doesn't lose too often. Going up against Albets here. Unfortunately, we don't have our scoring system working, so it's just really difficult to update you on where we stand. We do know UNLV has the doubles point. That we know. We know that Mia Smith has taken the first set of her match on court number 2 for San Diego State. We know that En-Pai Wong is on her way to the first set on court number 3. Everything else pretty tight here in the first set. As you look at Albets. Court 3. This is where En-Pai Wong is having a big match against Jenny Moynard.
Yeah, took care of business in set number 1.
Yeah, 6-love. Moynard trying to get things turned around here for San Diego State. You see her there. Mentally can be tough when you lose that first set in a bagel.
Sure.
But I guess you can always just say, well, you know what? Second set can't get any worse.
Well, you gotta play for it all, right? Because
right.
This is it right here. And look at this. You know, we said this early when we were watching Wong and Moynard.
So good.
She's gonna make tough shots. She's gonna make great plays. She has all the shots. She can play the net. She can drop one in. She does risk a little bit on the line, and she's pretty good in terms of her efficiency, shot efficiency there. She's just gonna continue to work Jenny Moynard, the senior. And it's just going to be incumbent upon Moynard to try to rally back here in set number 2 after putting up that bagel.
Now they got the exact opposite going on court number 2, where the Aztec player, Mia Smith, in the near court, so far having her way with Azumi Asano, a sophomore. Mia Smith, the junior from England, looked very good here yesterday in her singles win, and off to a dominating start here today. 6-love in the first set. Mia Smith.
Good step, but a bit of a long stride. I think she might have mistimed that step.
And a break of serve for the UNLV player Asano there. Maybe a little.
That's just an important one for Asano. Chris,
Sure.
you go down, you've got 0, and you're going against Mia Smith, and Asano knows what Mia Smith brings with that power, especially the power prowess that she has and accuracy. You've got to be able to start off and set that tone, especially hold serve. So crucial. Here's Nadozi going against Bogoslavets. This is on court number 4. A lot of long rallies for these two players, hence only in their 5th game of set number 1.
Nadozi waits out Bogoslavets to win that point. I think Nadozi is a spot where San Diego State is counting on a victory just because she's been playing so well. Meanwhile, back on court 1, can't see on your screen now, but I think they are attending once again to Kadamova, who had the injury yesterday. Came out, looked pretty strong to begin her match against Zhu today, but now has fallen behind 4-3, and the training staff is back over there. We'll get a shot of that for you momentarily as we watch Nadozi continue to rally with Bogoslavets.
Zhu, who was, playing from behind for a bit, and then, gosh, Kadamova for San Diego State was playing so well. didn't look like she was hampered by any of this. And now Zhu on court number 1 goes up 4-3 over Katamova, and we see the medical staff have to go out. And you just think this has got to be in a very difficult mental place for Katamova. As you see the assistant coach for San Diego State, one of the assistants.
Katamova does not look to be in any kind of extreme pain. We go back to the Ndozi match here on court 4, but certainly being bothered by an ankle or a cramp or something in that lower leg.
You just have to wonder what kind of wear and tear the emotional piece of that has on her. But the fact that she's going against Aiwen Zhu, that's even more difficult, because it's the toughest opponent. So Zhu is gonna press and press and press and press. She's gonna take Katamova as far as she can, and so that's a lot coming out the freshman for Katamova.
Yeah, Zhu hard enough to beat when you're at 100%, and Katamova not at 100%. Still delaying on court number 1. Now Katamova's back out on the court after getting some attention. Returning serve, trailing 3-4.
Picked up the first point against Zhu, who was serving to her, looking to pick up the second consecutive point.
Boguslavets missed that overhead, and we have seen Anna Boguslavets have some words with her racket throughout the course of the last couple of days. She wasn't too pleased with her equipment that time. Back to court 1. Katamova's in the far court here against the great
It's 15 all.
Aiwen Zhu.
15 all with Zhu serving.
And leading 4-3, she has a break in hand over Katamova. Katamova beat her a couple of weeks ago here. But the question today is whether Katamova, how close to full strength is she?
I think the longer this match goes, the more Zhu makes Katamova work, the more difficult it's going to be. That plays to the advantage of Zhu, certainly, if Katamova continues to have to nurse what is potentially a bum left leg and some annoying injury, if you will.
Yep. And good players.
Zhu doesn't want to have to go long. She'd like to put this thing away in 2, but Katamova is just the player to fight back.
Well, what I was going to say is that Zhu's not the #1 player in this conference because she doesn't take advantage of any kind of weakness her opponent might be showing. Like a shark, she's going to go right after you. She sees an opening. Good return by Katamova. That one I think was a little deep, not called deep, however. And Katamova gets the point out of it.
Knows how important that one is. Hasn't lost the fighting spirit.
Yeah. No, she's giving herself a little pep talk there.
Hasn't lost the fighting spirit, no matter what's happening.
No, she has, you know, watching her the last 2 days and just knowing that she's just not 100% healthy, it has not deterred her attitude at all. She's gone out there and just continued to fight through whatever the pain is, and you know, not giving into it at all.
Pressed a little bit just too much on that shot. Looked really good for her to be able to hit that back left deep corner, and pressed a little too hard in that ball. That shot wide. She knew it too.
Katamova comes in and Zhu keeps it alive. Beautiful shot there, but couldn't recover. So Kadamova, after getting a little treatment from the trainers, break back here.
The way that Zhu is making Kadamova work, and I wouldn't be surprised if Kadamova continued to receive treatment to just be able to have her continue play and sustain this level of play when you're going against Zhu. Whatever that treatment is doing for her, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a deuce point here on court number 1. Kadamova has a chance for the break to get back even at 4-all. And she can't do it. The service return into the net, so Zhu holds serve 5-3, maintains that break lead over Kadamova on court 1. Let's go out to court 6. Mulbarger and Connie Lee. Mulbarger, the sophomore veteran of this particular match. Connie Lee, a freshman.
You just, when you see Mulbarger, you just think long rallies. You just do.
And that one works out for Mulbarger. Yeah, yesterday
she doesn't overpower you.
She got in a battle of the moonballs with Lieberman yesterday. Came a little impatient on a couple of those points.
Certainly a strategic move and a good move for Lieberman. That match didn't play out. We did not. It was unfinished, as we say in the stat book for tennis, when you're in the tournament and 5 other courts are playing. But what did finish was Alicia Maloche, the freshman, who locked it in for San Diego State to beat Air Force. Long backhand for Mulbarger, and Connie Lee continuing to try to make Mulbarger have to go with that backhand, trying to get her to slip into the net. Uses it. Oh, I thought maybe Connie Lee missed on that shot.
Mulbarger showing some great court coverage that time.
Nicely done. Mulbarger having to work.
So Mulbarger evens it up 5-all.
Focusing on each swing, making sure that she was eliminating the unforced errors, didn't miss. Good backswing there on the two-handed backhand.
Court 5, Giovanna Kennick, Magda Albetz. Kennick in command there, 5-2 for the break. Keep in mind UNLV has won the doubles point. Let's go back to court 1, see if Zhu can close out this first set against Kadamova. Trying to do it on Kadamova's serve.
That shot was in. Nice deep shot. Right in the corner. Beautifully executed. That is what we have seen consistently from her. Those are the tough shots that she makes and forces her opponents.
Playing a player with the size and the reach of Zhu, you gotta play close to the lines if you're gonna score points, because she's gonna cover most everything.
Double fault, and Zhu takes set number 1.
Yeah. So Iwen Zhu 6-3 in the first set for UNLV, and we'll see if Kadamova gets treatment between games again. We go back to Kennick on court 5, serving for UNLV. As it stands right at this moment, San Diego State is only winning 2 of the 6 singles matches. Remember, in order to take the championship, they're going to have to win 4 of the 6. So it's still early, but San Diego State has got to turn a couple of these matches around. Good look at Giovanna Kennick, senior for UNLV. Plays only singles for the Rebels and plays it well. 11-1 record this year from Belgrade, Serbia. Kennick with that 2-hand, 4-hand.
She came by way of Albany, University of Albany. She was 2013 semifinalist, played at a very young age in the European Junior Championship Tournament. She came to UNLV by way of University of Albany, but went to Albany, a very experienced player, having played from a very young age, as we had mentioned, but transferred to UNLV, and she had just been, really has been a great, according to Kevin Corey, the head coach, an excellent addition to this program. 23 years old, will be 24 in June.
Kind of interesting, you're from Serbia and you wind up coming to the United States to play your college tennis. You wind up in Albany, New York, where it is freezing and snowing and slushy, and then they drop the tennis program there. You wind up coming out to UNLV where it's the desert. You get to experience both sides of the story.
Actually, she'll be 23 this year in June.
Don't rush her along now.
Yeah, no, she needs you need every year, because once you hit 40, friends, it's downhill.
I remember somebody telling me that when I hit 40,
yeah.
but it's been a while.
Watch her swing, Kennick swing. That she is right-handed. She can swing left, but that actually is.
That's her 2-hand, 4-hand.
Yep, it is a 2-hand, 4-hand, and she grips with that left hand pretty high up on the grip. And, tucks her really, bending in the elbows, kind of short swing there. Doesn't have that long extended swing, but controls with that extra hand on top, and that right hand, which is, she's right-handed. You look at it, if you're looking at it just quickly and you see her only take a few hits, you might think that's her backhand, and it's not.
Right.
That is her forehand.
Kennick looking to put away the first set here. She's been impressive so far against Albets, who is a lefty.
Nice shot, speaking of Albets. Yep, she is a lefty. And that was an excellent cross-court shot. Just in.
Albets needed that one. She needs quite a few more here.
Meanwhile, I glance out to court number 1. We are not watching court number 1, but I glance out. They're right close, and Ai Wen-ju is ready to start set number 2 against Katamova. So she'll serve first to Katamova. I did not see any of the medical staff, Chris, out tending to Katamova.
No, but the match kind of changed when we did start seeing the training staff come out, because Katamova jumped out to a 3-2 lead, and then it was Zhu getting the last 4 games of that first set.
Here's court number 4.
Nadozi and Bogoslavets. Nadozi in the far court for the Aztecs, Bogoslavets for the Rebels. And an easy put away on that one for Nena Nadozi. Enjoying a 5-2 lead right here in this first set. Aztecs need a few more performances like the one she's giving right now.
Look at how close In-Pei Wong is on court number 3 when you just take a quick glance at the score. Singles number 3. She is close to finishing this out against Jenny Moynard of the Aztecs, and she could give UNLV their second point of the afternoon.
Yeah, Wong has had an outstanding match on court 3.
I mean, and in doubles and in singles, all tournament, hands down. She's got to be an all-tourney recipient here for this Mountain West Conference tournament.
Right now, UNLV leading in 4 of the 6 matches, as we mentioned, and they only need to win 3. So they have a big step forward and kind of a stranglehold on this match at the moment. San Diego State's going to need some things to turn around quickly. This is one of the few courts where the Aztecs have a lead. Nadozi in the far court up 5-2, but a Nadozi victory can only earn the Aztecs 1 point.
Need a little help from your teammates?
Right, they need more. They're going to need more than that.
There's a song called "I'll Get By with a Little Help from My Friends."
Yeah.
That's what has to happen here today for San Diego State.
Here's Wong just totally in
control.
control against Jenny Moynard. Moynard, the senior from Spain, just has not been able to get into this match at all, and that is thanks to Wong and the way she's played.
I mean, that was a shot by Moynard that went far wide. That should have been a better shot by Moynard. We know that she has it, but I think some of the frustration, and here's another easy sitter, easy point by Wong, who finishes this out, and UNLV now has their second point.
Well, she won comfortably, 6-love, 6-1.
Yep.
For En-Pei Wong, the junior from China. Won her doubles match playing with Zhu, and she's won her singles match, and UNLV is 2 victories away now from the 2019 Mountain West Conference title. And they have still yet to give up a point in this tournament. They won 4-love over San Jose State, 4-love over Wyoming, and now lead 2-love over San Diego State.
Can you imagine coming into the finals if you are San Diego State and you were looking at UNLV's sweeps? They just blanked both of their opponents, and knowing
daunting.
that kind of confidence that they have coming in, you have to be on your best game. You have to minimize unforced errors, and you have to take back momentum. You have to break serve on occasion. You have to win those ad points more often than not. If you're not doing that, the score won't reflect it. And right now, Crisello, quite honestly, the score not reflecting that.
No. They're getting a good effort here on court 6 from Mulbarger, but she's trailing 6-5. Court 4, where Nadozi won 6-2. That's the only court where San Diego State is really having a big advantage. Mia Smith did take the first set on court 2 as well for San Diego State, but the Aztecs need a whole lot more than that if they're going to get back in this match somehow. Right now, they're hoping that Mulbarger can get it done against the freshman Connie Lee. Nice shot down the line. Mulbarger nailed that one. If you're just joining us, UNLV in black, San Diego State in red today. UNLV won the doubles point, and they've won the first singles match that has been completed on court 3. En-Pei Wong over Jenny Moynard, 6-love, 6-1. So it's 2 for UNLV and a race to 4 in the championship. This is in a tie break here on court 6 with Mulbarger and Connie Lee. I don't think we saw any tiebreakers in any of the matches yesterday. Mulbarger's in the far court, Lee in the near court.
What a rally. A couple of great rallies happening around court number 1, court number 3 as well, and of course here on court number 6. Testing each player. Mulbarger getting tested, turning and asking, talking with her coach, Nikoi Vanel.
Mulbarger's a character out there.
She is. I really do like her.
Lee upset at herself as she nets that forehand. Fortunately, we have not had our score board working throughout this entire finals match, or at least through the singles, so it's difficult for us to tell you the score of each game that we're watching and exactly where we are on the scoreboard. Our staff is doing everything they can to keep up to date on all the scores of all the matches, but it's easier said than done. One thing we can tell you, UNLV is looking very, very sharp as they go after their 6th Mountain West Conference title of all time, and
good shot by the freshman, Connie Lee.
UNLV is also trying to win the conference tournament title in the same year that they won the regular season title for the first time ever. That's never happened before for UNLV, and of course they were the regular season champs, and they have looked that part here in this tournament.
It's amazing when you look at the stat and how well they have played consistently. We've thrown this stat out to you earlier in our broadcast, but they went undefeated, Chris, in Mountain West Conference play during the regular season for the 2nd straight year, having only lost in 2017, and that was to San Jose State, and it was 4-3. This is how good this team is, and if they're going to lose, they're going to likely put up a bunch of points and may not pick up that 4th point, but they're going to press you, and they're going to come after you. That is what UNLV tennis does.
Court 2, Mia Smith, after a 6-love victory in the first set, has rallied here in set number 2 to get even 3-all. Matchup with Azumi Asano, the sophomore. There's Asano for UNLV. Going against really Mia Smith at this moment. It looks like the most dominating San Diego State player we've seen the last, yesterday and today.
Remember, in this set number 2, Asano came out and took that as she held serve, and that was crucial for her to do.
Mia Smith nets that backhand. There's Mia from England, playing very, very good tennis right now for San Diego State.
And I just was listening out on court number 1 because it bumps up right against our announce booth. Katamova working against Aiwen Zhu, and it was a pretty audible frustration coming from Katamova, followed by her slamming a ball into the fence behind her, and now I'm looking out there and she is smacking her legs, clearly frustrated with the way she's playing. She is now down 2-0, and she is going to have to try to break serve here against Zhu. So Zhu broke serve against Katamova, and Katamova did not like it, Chris. So frustrating for Katamova, who was looking forward to this moment. To be fair, she wanted this moment, got what she wanted, this matchup, a rematch that Zhu has not forgotten about from April 13th, where Katamova took her.
And Katamova, no excuses, I'm sure, but she's not 100% healthy, and that's no way to go about beating the Conference Player of the Year. Asano comes up with the game here against Mia Smith to go 4-3 in the second set, trying to even up that match on court 2. Let's go back to court 1, watch Katamova and Zhu. Zhu is in the near court serving.
Just hit one into the net. There is Katamova. Knows that she is fighting an uphill battle and has to stay in this one emotionally. Very difficult to do.
She looks like she's fighting an uphill battle, doesn't she? More bad news for San Diego State at the bottom of your screen, where UNLV won that tiebreaker on court 6. So another set to the Rebels. Some good volleying by Katamova here. Enough to get the point. Katamova trying to pump herself up best she can. Two-time Player of the Year in the conference. Iwen Zhu for UNLV. Katamova, the freshman from San Diego State, all-conference. Not just all-conference freshman team, all-conference, straight up. And we've seen some flashes of her brilliance the last couple of days.
Flashes,
I mean, just not enough consistently.
Nope.
For Katamova.
Audibly sharing her frustration. You know, she's frustrated with herself, not mad at anybody except herself. Puts a lot of pressure on herself. She is a big self-critic and wants to perform at the highest level all the time and win. She is as fiery as they come in this league.
Unfortunately, she doesn't have the 100% physical game that she wants.
And you don't have the luxury to make a couple of errors, or let's say you have a couple of unforced errors and be able to come back, because when you're going against Zhu, your windows of opportunity are minimized. You just don't have that luxury. And that's one of the pressure pieces that comes with playing on court number 1 in the singles top matchup against the two-time Player of the Year, as Zhu takes game number 3 in set 2.
Yeah.
This one looks to be getting away from Katamova, and that might be the next the third point here for UNLV. We'll see how long that plays out.
Now this is the tiebreaker on court 6. First set, Connie Lee against Mulbarger, San Diego State.
Osano might steal one back here. We are looking at court number 2. There's Osano serving to Mia Smith, who blanked Osano in set number 1. And Osano has come back and looking to even things up. What a comeback. Mia Smith frustrated with that shot. That's a shot that Smith will hit 100 times out of 100, but just misses there untimely.
That 4-3 win a couple of weeks ago for UNLV over San Diego State. UNLV won the doubles point, then their singles victories were posted by Asano, Bogoslavets, and Kennick. Well, today they've already gotten a singles point from Wong. Zhu is leading her match. And then you've got the 3 I just mentioned. So UNLV is really piling up a big cushion right here, and it's going to take something kind of seismic for San Diego State to shift the momentum at this point. Court 6, still in a tie break, 6-all.
Zhu looking at 12 unanswered points to finish. They won't go unanswered, but she'll give herself about 20 to work with here to close this out, and she could do it. I don't know how many Katamova is going to be able to get at this point, although she is looking to hold serve here against Zhu on court number 1 as we are watching court number 6. Connie Lee, who has been battling Molbarger. This has been a long rally between these two.
Yeah, these two could be playing for about 6 or 7 hours if
it came down to it.
Right, if the other matches
they don't take a lot of risks. They just, there's a good cross-court shot, but not overpowering each other, although Molbarger in control and making a nice drop shot there to get Connie Lee. How about that?
Good work, Molbarger. Molbarger takes a little bow after that one. Like I said, she's a character out on the court, no question about it.
Molbarger with a nice, tough serve. Again, not overpowering, and Connie Lee continuing to hit to Molbarger's backhand. Molbarger doing a nice job of returning that, but point Connie Lee in a bit of frustration for Molbarger. Molbarger, who was listed, Abby Molbarger, listed as a reserve coming into the singles, got pulled up by Peter Matera in place of the freshman Alicia Meloche. Back to court number 1. Zhu up 3-0 over Katamova, the freshman of San Diego State, and it looks to be that Zhu is playing her match. Wants to put this thing away in 2 and get UNLV that 3rd point, which would put a lot of pressure on the remaining courts here at the Aztec Tennis Center. Might not be enough in the tank for Katamova here today against the 2-time back-to-back player of the year in Zhu. And on court number 6, UNLV wraps that one up. Connie Lee, the freshman, will take that one. So a bit of tough news there for San Diego State. And a shot that goes long on court number 1 by Katamova. She looked for the lob, didn't get it. That's that first serve for Katamova. You can tell a little bit that Zhu has been playing tough against Katamova, and the longer this battle goes on, the more I believe it plays in favor of I win Zhu. Second serve for Katamova is good. Oh, nice shot by the freshman. Needed that one.
Remember, she led 3-2 in the first set, so
Yep.
she's dropped 7 straight games ever since the trainer came over to check on her, and
It just hasn't been the same.
hasn't been the same player. Very similar to what we saw yesterday. Just really a shame for Katamova to get to this point of the season, be so outstanding, and then just not be 100% physically able to play. Give her credit for just being out there and battling as hard as she can, but she's just playing superior opponents and trying to do it at less than full strength.
Well, the spin that you continue to see off the racket of Zhu, and again, you see her position, and she just has such incredible athletic balance, and she bends the knee so low. She's about 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, Zhu's closing in on the
she-
victory here.
Yep.
There's no question. Court 2, you've got Mia Smith after the 6-love win in the first set, but now down a break in the second set to Asano. Everywhere you look right now, it looks very, very bleak for San Diego State, especially courts 1 and 5, where New Mexico is very close, or not New Mexico, UNLV is very close to wrapping up both those matches, and if they do, it'd be all over. Court 5, Kennick's got a 3-love lead in the second set, and on court 1 now, Zhu goes up 4-love, and then that's 4-love on court 5 as well.
Court 1 and court 5.
Yeah, San Diego State needs
a big comeback here, Chris. This is
it's
almost a
I
tall.
was just getting ready to call for a miracle.
Yeah, it might be at
what
this
they're going to
point.
need at this point.
They look to just be dead in the water at this point still.
And not only that, UNLV very likely, assuming that things hold up on court 1 and court 5 as they are, very likely UNLV is going to win 4-love again, just as they did in the first round and in the semifinals.
12-0 they could go in this entire throughout this tournament.
Not lose a single point in this entire tournament. So a pretty impressive performance by the Rebels. Mia Smith, she'd at least Smith would love to come back and win this set here, trailing 3-5, but just to at least get San Diego State a point, not get blanked. Mia played so well in the first set. Give Asano credit for battling back in the second set. When you lose that first set 6-love, it can be tough, and now Mia Smith is down and
up.
She's not out yet, but she's down. And the second set slipping away from her. And she's looking through to see the score on other courts, and I guarantee you whatever she's seeing, it's not good news, because UNLV is dominating. Court 1, court 5, those are the two to watch right now. As long as UNLV holds those big 4-love leads, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, and as you see, we're going to go to court number 5. I'm peeking out at court number 1 right now, and Katamova just is struggling to even return Zhu's serve.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
No.
And there's all bets for San Diego State.
Well, she's run into a buzzsaw today,
Yep.
and Giovanna Kennick,
Kennick
senior.
Kennick's been, credit to Kennick. She has just been solid, consistent. Has had a very good tournament. We have mentioned this before. She has not played doubles. She goes into singles, well rested. A very good singles player. Doesn't overpower you. Has that two-handed forearm, or forehand, I should say. There it is, right there. She's just, she's solid, and her shot efficiency is good, and she'll make you work, and that is exactly what she has done to what I think is a very talented left-hander in Abetz.
Yeah. I mean, these are not automatic wins. I mean, you're just seeing some really superior play from UNLV. I mean, look, if you go to a playoff and you shut out your opponent in every single match you play, that's pretty impressive.
Zhu could wrap it up with another win here. Look at Katamova fired up. Doesn't want to let Zhu have that deciding point.
She didn't give her that one,
Nope.
so Kadamova scores a point to make it 4-1. And you got to love the fire of the freshman. Even though almost hopelessly behind in this match, she continues to fight and scrap. And you love to see that in any athlete, in any sport, no matter what the score, no matter what the situation. If there's still time on the clock, or if there's still a couple of innings to play, keep on playing.
Kendrick, meanwhile, on court number 5, has had the luxury in this singles matchup to have Abetz have to, go to that and depend on that second serve, as she has netted several of her first serves. And that's given her just a little bit of the edge there. And Kendrick going back to Abetz backhand.
Giovanna Kennick, outstanding performance today from this senior.
Deciding point here.
Up 4-love and chance for 5-love now. UNLV has lost this championship match the last 2 years to Fresno State and San Jose State. They do not look like they're going to lose 3 years in a row in the final. And if they don't, if they hold on to this, what is a huge lead right now, they're going to go or take home back to Las Vegas their 6th Mountain West Conference Women's Championship, although Kennick hit wide there. So a game for the Aztecs, and they'll take it back to court 1.
And you see that backhand by Katamova into the net. Chris, she just doesn't look like herself. She looks fatigued, wiped out. She's trying so desperately to hold serve here in this game.
Oh, and you can't move. Tennis is all about, not all about, I mean, you got to have the great strokes, but it's about positioning, and you're getting your feet in the right spot to hit the shots you want to hit. And Katamova's not been able to do that because of the injury.
Although that was a good looking comeback shot.
She shows you what she can do
Yeah.
when she can get set up. She just unfortunately can't get there every single point. That's the problem for Katamova. That was long.
I am impressed with what has been going on court number 2 for Asano of UNLV to come back against Mia Smith and take that second set to send it to 3.
Yeah.
Asano not a player to lay down and go away quietly after having gone down in that first set.
No, very difficult to come back from a 6-love first set, but Asano did that by taking set number 2. Look at that forehand that Katamova has. It's just really outstanding when she's able to line it up. She just can't get in position to hit it the way she wants to because of that leg injury.
I see outside right next to our announce booth TJ Fumagalli, who played for the Air Force Falcons yesterday against the Aztecs. She is in attendance watching the championship.
She did everything she could to try and get her team into this match yesterday. Played very well in both singles and doubles.
Just so good at working on those. And
I was just going to say, if Zhu was a little more sporting of a player, she would just hit the ball right back to Katamova, knowing that Katamova can't move as well as she'd like to. But that's obviously not the way you play. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. And Zhu's taking advantage of every angle and opportunity that she has, which is what she should do. Not really a whole lot to watch in favor of San Diego State, although on court 4, Nena Nadozi against Bogoslavets is a couple of games away from a victory, so that could conceivably get San Diego State on the board. But Zhu is closing in here on wrapping up this match. Just took a 5-1 lead with that point.
And she...
Now in court 5, we can check in on Kinnick, who's looking for the 5-1 lead against Albetz. Albetz, kind of a soft return that time. Didn't really seem to have her heart into it. Mishit it a little bit. Remember that match on court 1 where we know how great Zhu is, but Kadamova beat her 2 weeks ago, handily here. And
yeah, 6-2, 6-4, totally different.
It's completely the opposite. And I think Zhu's playing about the same way as she probably did 2 weeks ago. It's just that Kadamova is just nowhere near the same health-wise. And that's why you see the result the way it is. This is Kinnick on court 5 with a comfortable lead. She and Zhu are the two that are the closest to putting away this championship for the Rebels.
And Zhu on court 1 is close to wrapping it up with just a couple more points. UNLV will have the 3rd point of the afternoon in this final. That is the championship match between the Rebels and the Aztecs.
Albetz trying to find a way back against Kinnick on court 5. Has not been happening for her. Some good backhand hit by Albetz here. The too little, too late category right now. That one goes long.
Yep, and Kinnick picks up that one as she was working Albetz's backhand. That's big time. Back to court number 1. Zhu serving
for the match. Shot by Kadamova there.
Great shot. Right down the line.
That's the one shot she's had. That's the one shot she's had in her arsenal, despite the injury, is that big forehand.
Well executed. She was able to set herself up, got her footwork right, opened her shoulders up, and that's the swing that you admire out of Kadamova, how good she is, efficient on that delivery.
Kadamova goes wide.
One more point, I believe, for Zhu. Katamova, you have to admire that competitive spirit, not using that bum left injury as an excuse.
Remember, Katamova did start this match with a 3-2 lead, so 9 of the last 10 games have gone to Zhu, and that was since the injury to Katamova. Now Zhu is closing in on the 3rd point for UNLV here today. So leave them just one shy of the title. Katamova. you gotta respect her ability to continue to fight, regardless of the fact that she's not as healthy as she'd like to be. She just keeps on wailing.
40 all here. Add point.
Court 5. Kinnick has a 5-1 lead also. This is for the match right here for Zhu. Try and take it 6-1 in the 2nd set. Wailing on the ball right now. Volley, and that's it. Victory to the #1 player in the conference, Zhu. Either that or she hit it wide. Maybe she hit it out.
She hit it wide.
Oh.
She hit it, yep. She
had a sitter right there to put it away. I thought she had it. And she just went over to her coach and said, no, I hit that wide. It's not 6-1, it's 5-2.
Yep, they're still playing.
Yep. Katamova's still alive on court #1. Court #5 might be all over there.
How about that? Katamova breaking serve of Zhu on court #1. And
this one's over on court 5,
court
though.
5 is over.
Right.
Yep. So UNLV has
their
third point, and they are waiting for now court #1.
So UNLV got the doubles point, and they've already won the match on court #3 and on court #5. So
you wonder how Zhu missed that point. I mean, she never misses a shot like that, and for her to hit that and miss the way that she did, boy, she is.
Had she made that,
kicking herself.
She made that, we'd be lining up to give UNLV
for the
trophy. Instead, Zhu's going to have to win one more game. There she is, 2-time Player of the Year in the conference. UNLV 3, San Diego State 0. San Diego State love, San Diego State 0, San Diego State none, however you want to say it. They need one of the miraculous comebacks in the history, miraculous comebacks here to keep UNLV from winning its 6th Mountain West Conference Women's Tennis Championship.
They might get a point on court #4 from Nadozi.
Yeah, Nadozi's trying to get that match over with just so San Diego State can get at least
point.
one. keep UNLV from sweeping every one of its matches.
Nice shot by Zhu, just really making Katamova work.
Somehow Katamova, despite her leg injury, continues to cover both sides of the court pretty well.
Zhu going back to Katamova's backhand for the 4th consecutive time. And that's a great shot. The setup there by Zhu, great setup work, doing the early work to try to get Katamova, and she does.
She was on offense throughout that point, no question. Well, it's pretty safe to say that UNLV is going to win this championship. They have 3-love. They have the lead in 3 of the 4 remaining matches. Tam will be down visiting with the champions. Kevin Corey in his 20th season is going to win his 6th title. And he's going to win it very impressively. 4-love over San Jose State, 4-love over Wyoming, and trying to do the same here to San Diego State, although this young lady, Katamova, refuses to roll over.
Nope. And you admire that about her. And
Of course you do.
Many more of those in years to come for Katamova at San Diego State. We will admire that. We'll be seeing her play on court number 1 many, many times.
And I look forward to watching her play at full strength.
Keep in mind what is on the line. Automatic berth to the NCAA tennis tournament for the winner of this championship.
Katamova hits that one wide. She's trying so hard, but Zhu is so good she can just move her all over the court wherever she wants to put her. Katamova just doing everything she can to chase down all these balls. Where we are in court 4, whether Nadozi's been able to, nope, she didn't, 5-2. Saying that Nadozi had been able to win that match, San Diego State could be on the scoreboard.
Match point here for Zhu if she can make it happen.
Match point, championship point for UNLV.
Wow, not so fast, says Katamova.
No.
Not so fast.
Katamova is not in the mood to see a celebration right now. Not at her expense.
She knows all eyes are watching. The teammates of both UNLV and San Diego State and the surrounding courts on court number 3 watching intently. Grace under pressure here has been Katamova, but another match point here, championship point for Zhu. Let's see if she can put this away and break Katamova's serve. And that was why the chair umpire agreed as well. Look at this. It is 40 all.
Katamova's wiped out a couple of championship points. Wants to try and wipe out one more, get another game, make Zhu have to try and serve it out. Match on court 6 might end before this one.
Yep.
That's long, and that's it. UNLV has done it. Their 6th Mountain West Conference championship, and boy, did they ever do it in style. Coming to San Diego and not yielding even a single point in any of their 3 match wins, taking out San Jose State 4-love, taking out Wyoming in the semifinals 4-love, and today They wipe out the host San Diego State Aztecs 4-love, and it is Iwen Zhu who puts away the final point, and I think that's only appropriate that the two-time Player of the Year in the Mountain West Conference would be there to see the final shot go long. The one that wraps up the title for UNLV, the Rebels, will be going to the NCAA tournament as they take down the Aztecs 4-love here this afternoon. San Diego State with a couple of gutty victories to get to this championship stage earlier this week, beating Colorado State, and yesterday beating Air Force, both by scores of 4-2. But no match for that young lady, Iwen Zhu, and her teammates, the UNLV Rebels, who celebrate the 2019 Mountain West Conference Women's Tennis Championship. Stay with us. We'll be going down onto the court. Tammy Blackburn will have interviews with Coach Kevin Corey and some of the star players for the Rebels, who win this match in approximately 2 hours and 15 minutes today. And by doing so, deny San Diego State any chance of a women's and men's sweep of the tennis titles. The San Diego State men's team playing the championship match on the men's side up in Fresno this afternoon. San Diego State was hoping perhaps for victories on both the women and men's side, but UNLV too strong, too good, too deep, too talented, too many good players, and all playing well. I mean, consider that they won every single match here, 3 of them, all by scores of 4-love. Did not give up a single point in any of their 3 matches. That's, well, it's beyond about as good as you can do. It is as good as you can do. Can't beat it. And look at Samantha Lee, had a big part in the doubles victory, did not play in singles. Kids want to get those championship hats on, though, as quickly as possible. Get those championship T-shirts on. And Kevin Corey with all smiles there in his 20th year as the head coach at UNLV. What a job he's done. We already mentioned it. Prior to this year, UNLV has been in the finals 10 of the 19 seasons of the Mountain West Conference. And now they win their 6th championship. No other schools won more than 2. And UNLV now has championship number 6. So if you're going to win a Mountain West Conference title on the women's side, you're going to have to go through UNLV to get it. And nobody could get through them this week. Nobody could come close. There's a trophy that they'll be awarded here shortly. Let's go down on the court now to Tammy Blackburn.
All right, first, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for our San Diego State Aztecs champions, runner-up. San Diego State, well played, well played. And now, of course, for the presentation of the 2019 Mountain West Women's Tournament champions, let's hear it for the Rebels of UNLV. And I am here with head coach Kevin Corey. Kevin, what a battle it was here this entire tournament. First, a comment about the host at San Diego State here at the Aztec Tennis Center and your experience this week.
Well, first of all, San Diego State is an amazing program, and I have so much respect for Peter and what he does here. So hats off to them for a great season. Really proud of the girls. I thought they stepped up today, and they had to play their best match of the weekend to win today. We knew San Diego State was going to be tough, and so getting this win is certainly sweet for our 3 seniors.
you put up 4 points, 4 points, and 4 points, and you blanked all three of your opponents. Talk about how you were able to do that.
Well, it was a lot closer than 4-0. I think that's might be the bottom line is 4-0, but today's match, I mean, there was never really a point till the very end where I felt comfortable. And so, you know, again, San Diego State's such a tough opponent, and hats off to our girls. They competed well, and they fought their way through to a title.
I win. If we could get I Win Zhu over here for a couple of comments. I Win in the doubles playing on court number 1 with Wong, and of course on court number 1. Talk about your experience this week here in this Mountain West Conference tournament.
First of all, it's like I'm very excited to every year compete in the conference. Like always, the nerves, the stress, and all the team, like everybody tied up together, perform as a team. And yeah, we survived. Like all the stress now can kind of release. And also, like for past 2 years, we got 2 years second place in a row. So this year, like everybody's like fired up. Like we got this. Like we fight for everything for.
Of course, you know we were playing for the automatic bid and the automatic berth. You guys will go into the NCAA. Talk about what that means for you guys as you look back on the fall and how hard you guys trained for this very moment, a trip to the NCAA tournament.
I think like everyday efforts count. So like we tried hard on practice, like tournament matches every day, and everyone, like even though there's some up and downs, like hard days, better days, but we just hang there and really like compete hard every day. We fight for our best.
Congratulations again to the Rebels who will advance to the NCAA tournament. We, of course, want to thank San Diego State, this great university, for being an incredibly gracious host, to all the staff that worked very hard to put on this tournament. Again, congratulations, San Diego State, on the runner-up finish. A job well done. And Chris, back to you.
All right, Tammy, thank you. Great job. Great to hear from that young lady. I Win Zhu, just a tremendous player, getting her 101st career victories the last 2 days, and leading her team into the NCAA tournament. UNLV will enter the tournament with a record of 17-6 as they post the number 1 seed champions here for 2019. And that smile on the face of I Win Zhu, that's been there all week. She has the same smile before she plays as she does after she plays. You can tell she loves it. And a tremendous young tennis player that she is. And her team follows her lead. And I think she said it, Tammy, just a little bit in your post-match interview with her, but UNLV lost this championship each of the last 2 years, and they weren't about to lose it again.
No, absolutely. I think that the important thing is that you never forget what you've had to go through to get to where they are at this very moment, and to hold that banner up and to put that name in that final championship slot line where they are the champs and they will advance to the NCAA tournament is just really, you look back at the body of work and what they had to do to get here. You don't forget those moments. You don't forget how you feel, and you'll never let that go. And I think when you take a look at Kat Tomova and several of these other San Diego State Aztecs, they'll remember this moment and how they feel, and I think they'll work harder in the off season because they know what it takes. It's a grind. And again, congratulations to all the teams who played well throughout the tournament. But today was about the Lady Rebels of UNLV, and we will wish them well as they continue to pursue and play deep into April for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you're right about San Diego State. 5 of their top 7 players are underclassmen. Mia Smith will be back as the lone senior next year, but you got Nadozi coming back. You're going to have Malosh. You're going to have Katamova. So plenty of talent for Peter Matera and his Aztecs to try and make a run at it next season. But this year it belongs to those young ladies of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, the 2019 Women's Tennis Champions. Congratulations to Kevin Corey, congratulations to his kids, and congratulations to UNLV. We want to thank our great support staff on the Mountain West Network, led by our Producer Jason Bott and the director John O'Brien, our camera crew, Michael Garner, Alex Lalongan, and Eddie Kordowski. Lauren Weaver is the sports information director for women's tennis at San Diego State. Thank her for her help and all of the folks from the Mountain West Conference who came down to San Diego and assisted us with our coverage. Tammy, always the best working with you. I can't
thanks.
wait
You
for the
too.
next tournament or game or match or duel, whatever it is they put us on.
It might be soccer. I'm hoping for that. Let's
No,
pull
how
for
about
it. Thanks for having me,
I was
Chris.
thinking like sword fighting, a couple of duels.
Pickleball.
Anything. I'll work it with you.
It's been great.
We
Chris,
always
thank
have
you.
a great time.
Yep.
Tammy Blackburn there. I'm Chris Sello. Have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon. Congratulations once again to the 2019 Women's Tennis Champions from the Mountain West Conference, the UNLV Rebels. Thanks for joining us here on the Mountain West Network. So long, everyone.